and sincerely for Allah Jalla wa Ala. So we got to look at ourselves. Nobody don't look at the brother next to you. How do I feel safe? When those who the Prophet ﷺ told us, the best of the ummah, people from the best generation, they didn't feel safe. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ما بعد. Allah Jalla wa Ala told us in the Quran in Surah Al-Mu'minun, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْتُونَ مَا آتَوْا وَقُلُوبُهُمْ وَجِلَةٌ أَنَّهُمْ إِلَى رَبِّهِمْ رَاجِعُونَ. Allah said those who they give from what Allah gave them, they give the sadaqah, and they give out, and they give what they have. And when they're given what they have, that Allah blessed them with to have to give, but Allah blessed them to have to give, that they didn't get it, that Allah gave it to them, and then they give it. And when they give it away, when they give that sadaqah, when they help other people, Allah said that their hearts are in a state of fear. Their hearts fear. Fear for what? They're doing a good deed. Allah told us in Surah Al-Mu'minun, the 60th verse. They're doing a righteous action, giving sadaqah, giving away what Allah gave them to help somebody else. And at the same time when they give, Allah said their hearts fear. Their hearts are in a state of fear. So Aisha radiallahu anha, the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she asked the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam about this ayah. She said, is this a person? Ahu rajul yazni. Is this a person who fornicates? Is this a person that fornicates? The one who what? The one who gives, does a righteous action. Allah said that these people, they do righteous deeds, and at the same time their hearts are in a state of fear. She said, who does ibadah to Allah and their hearts fear? Is this a person who he's given or she's given, but they're disobedient also? So they give, but at the same time, they're stealing from people. Is it this person? This is the question Aisha radiallahu anha asked the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. Is it the person they're giving, they're doing worship, but at the same time they're committing sins? Is this the one whose heart is in a state of fear? The Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam said, La yabnat as-siddiq. No, this is not that person. Not the person who's sinning and giving. Who is the person that fears? The person that does obedience to Allah and they still have fear in their heart. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Lakinnahu الرجل يصلي ويصوم ويتصدق ويخاف ألا يقبل." He said, nah, these are the people, and this is from the adab of the salihin, the righteous, the upright, those who are deening, those who understand who Allah is. They give. This is the person, as the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the one that's praying, fasting, giving sadaqah, and he still fears that with all of that worship, his action won't be accepted. These people, we think we did enough. Why? It's a trick from the shaitan. When Abi Mulaika said that he met 30 of the Sahaba, rahimahullah, he said, I met 30 of the companions of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. All of them feared nifaq, hypocrisy for themselves. The Sahaba, the best, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us. So we got to look at ourselves and say, where do we go wrong? What makes me think I could put on something and that's enough? What makes me think if I say certain words, that's kafi, that's enough? What makes me think that if I'm seen with this brother, or if they see me with this person, if I'm seen with this, that's enough? Where do we get this? Because we don't find it with the Sahaba. We're talking about Umar ibn Khattab asking Allah to make his actions according to the Sunnah. Make his actions sincere for Allah. And these are the people that we say we love and we follow. So we have to look at ourselves and see where we went wrong. And as Allah told us in the Quran, فَلَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Don't consider yourselves righteous. Don't consider yourself deening. We got to make it clear so we know what we're saying. What is righteous? Don't consider you this upright deening person. How in the 30 of the companions, they feared hypocrisy for themselves, so how are we cool? How? What makes us think we did enough? And we accepted Islam, and then we struggled for 5 years before we even started praying. And then we read a couple books, we do a couple, Ramadan here and there, and now we good. Where? When Allah said, and don't consider yourselves righteous, don't consider yourself deening, that you think you're something that you're really not. And we'll end with the statement of Abi Darda radiallahu anhu, and this is, if we're paying attention, the mentality of the Salaf is something that we didn't adopt. The mentality, how they thought. Our thinking process is not the same. If you look at the mentality of the Salaf, they weren't people who had a lot of rap, as we say. They were people of action, a lot of worship. They were people who were known as Urbad, worshipers. Fulan is a abid. Do we know anybody that we know that we consider that has the reputation? Do we know anybody with a reputation for being a worshiper? Like he all in. And this was a praiseworthy thing. This was something that people looked up to him for. A abid, a zahid. Do we know people that are famous in the community? They're known, not famous, but this is what he's known for. To do what? That he stays away from the dunya. He's not really a flashy type. If you look at the mentality is different. We read in the books, alhamdulillah, but the mentality. Abi Darda radiallahu anhu, he said, أنا استيقن أن الله تقبل مني صلاة واحدة أحب إلي من الدنيا وما فيها. Abi Darda radiallahu anhu, he said, if I knew, listen to this, y'all. If I knew that Allah accepted one salat from me, one. If I knew that Allah accepted one salat from me, that would be more love to me than everything in this world. One salat. The mentality different. We think because we prayed all 5, we can let our hair down at night. Mushkila, musibah. We think we did enough, which is a dangerous thought pattern. It's dangerous. That we think, the shaitan trick us to thinking that I've done enough worship, my spot in Jannah is secure, I'm good. The hellfire is not for me, I've done enough. It's dangerous. I ask Allah Jalla wa Ala to forgive us. Ameen. And make us stronger and people who don't just use our mouths and claim things, but make us a people of action. And forgive us for our shortcomings.